everyone to joining us tonight, live at the one and only Cinestudio Theater in Hartford, Connecticut. My name is Claire Donahoe.
And I am Sylvia Nunez, and we'll be your hosts this evening to celebrate the award ceremony of the 10th Annual Trinity Film Festival.
Sylvia, 10th annual, huh? That's a really long time, don't you think?
Yeah, really long time. I've only been at Trinity College for 3 years, and it already feels like it has been a lifetime of memories. I can't imagine what it must be like living through 10 festivals.
Well, we know one person that actually does, and we're going to kick things off tonight with a quick message from him.
Wow, what a year it has been. Welcome to everyone tuning in for Trinity Film Festival 2021, and thank you for joining us. May 2021 marks our 10th annual festival, and with all that has gone on in our communities over the course of the last year, we have done our best to further our mission of fostering and celebrating undergraduate filmmaking. Many of the productions submitted for this year's festival were influenced by the COVID-19 pandemic, and you'll see that reflected in the content of our selected shorts. We are excited to present approximately 90 minutes of short films from talented student filmmakers at various colleges and universities around the globe. Please make sure you take a moment to vote for your favorite film at trinfilmfestival.org, and continue to check our website for information regarding our live awards announcement on Saturday, May 8th, sponsored by Comcast Xfinity. Over $4,000 in cash prizes will be awarded to winning films as selected by our 2021 professional film panel. What a year it has been. We hope you enjoy your experience with Trinity Film Festival. We have truly enjoyed putting it together for you. And if you're watching this now, then you've tuned back in for our virtual awards ceremony. Welcome, especially to our honored guests, the undergraduate filmmakers who make up TFF 2021. At this time, it is my distinct privilege to introduce the student team who organized this event. Trinity Film Festival is made for students by students, and nothing could be more rewarding than working with this group of dynamic young people. Thank you to them. Thank you to our filmmakers, and thank you to you for tuning in. Enjoy.
TFF team for making all of this happen. We hope everyone at home is having a good time.
Claire, I think John Michael raises a really important point. What a year it has been.
Yes, it really has been a year. Lots of downs. This pandemic has really reshaped our reality for a good amount of time. And while some of us have been lucky, a lot of people have lost loved ones from the pandemic.
A lot of people indeed. But COVID has not been the only pandemic that affected people this year. Police brutality, white supremacy, discrimination, and hate have affected so many in our community. So TFF would like to dedicate a minute of silence to honor and remember all the lives and souls that we have lost over the past year.
To ease us off into the next section of the ceremony, please welcome Nicole Sophia on our red carpet to sing her rendition of Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Took my love, I took it down. I climbed a mountain, I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills when a landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? Can the child within my heart rise above? Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Oh, 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 oh. Well, I've been afraid of changing. I built my life around you, but time makes you bolder and children get older, and I'm getting older too. Well, well, I've been afraid of changing. I built my life around you, but time makes you bolder and children get older, and I'm getting older too. So I'll take this love and I'll take it down. I'll climb a mountain, I'll turn around, and if you see my reflection in those snow-covered hills when a landslide brought you down, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, maybe, well, maybe, well, maybe a landslide
Thank you, Nicole, for such an amazing performance. I had chills listening to that.
Thank you indeed, Nicole, for a great rendition. Sylvia, let's talk about the stars of the night, our filmmakers. Tonight, we are joined by filmmakers from as far abroad as Italy and as close to home as Connecticut.
Speaking of Connecticut, did you know that the entirety of the film Black Saturation was created at West Haven Beach in 25-degree weather? Now that it's spring, I forget how cold it gets here.
And speaking of Italy, on a cold, rainy day in the Mediterranean, the production team from The Man with the Lantern, who are joining us live from Italy tonight, let us know that their lead actor almost lit his costume on fire, keeping the lantern under his jacket and out of the rain.
And my favorite tale from set comes from Mark Oliver Horde with Portrait of Society in Disequilibrium. He was on a small piece of coastline while filming on a boat and didn't pay attention to the tide. When he turned around, he saw that he was now surrounded by water that wasn't there before, and he had to cross the shore with his gear on top of his head. the talent and the passion. It just really goes to show how many brilliant filmmakers we have in this global community.
Yes, it's been such a thrilling experience viewing all the films selected this year. Filmmakers, we'll be back to you in just a minute, but for now, let's take a look at some of the projects the Team TFF 2021 has been working on this semester.
To introduce this project, we have Summer Prior, TFF's head archivist, to talk a little bit about the Unsung Hero Project.
Hi, my name is Summer Priori, and I have had the privilege to be Trinity Film Festival's head archivist during its 10th annual festival. This year, I have headed a project entitled Unsung Heroes, which seeks to collect and preserve the stories of those most integral to TFF's last 10 years. Unsung Heroes has a dual purpose: to commemorate our decade of featuring the important work of undergraduate filmmakers and to show our most sincere thanks to the members most fundamental in fostering its success. To do so, I have conducted personal interviews with both past senior directors and some of the first members of this organization. I have striven to then encapsulate their TFF experience and reflections in the form of text, audio clips, photos, and videos. I encourage you to visit our website, trinfilmfest.org, to check out our Unsung Heroes.
Kyra, thank you for joining me, the TFF 2020 director, the person who made the pivot to online during the pandemic. But you were interviewed for the Unsung Hero project that we launched this year, and you're the first profile that was on the website. You're not very far removed from it, obviously. What was that like to all of a sudden be reflecting back on the festival, and obviously the people watching tonight, where, what's it been like looking back on that experience?
Hi, thanks for having me. I feel like, okay, so when I was in Trinity Film Festival, I'm a nostalgic kind of sentimental person, so I knew it was important and would leave a mark on me, but you never really feel that until you're gone, and you don't have it day to day. So being able to remove myself from it and then look back, it just kind of affirmed my initial thought that it would have a huge impact on me in my life. And to be interviewed as an unsung hero obviously means a lot. But also I appreciated the moment to really articulate why TFF and why Cinestudio meant so much to me during my time at Trinity, and how much it has informed where I am and where I'm going. And it made me think of you as the kind of behind the scenes, like Wizard of Oz-esque, behind the curtain at all times, main player in TFF. And I'm wondering how you're feeling at the 10-year anniversary, and like what emotions are going through your head.
Yeah, 10 years. When I talk with you and with other alumni who've been writing, because they've been watching the festival online this year, and they've heard it's the 10th annual event, and it seems like, well, of course it's been that long, because all these people, this community that has come together, that's been built around this. So it hasn't sunk in yet, to be honest, but it really is cool that so many people are talking about it and reaching out. When we went to online for 2020, now continuing that for 2021 in many respects, did you think that it was going to have the response it did?
I guess I never was going into it thinking that, oh, we'll have a crazy great response. I can't pretend I knew anything about website design or like what would happen with it, but it was just kind of this feeling that this is something we need to do. I think that's a part of film and art and how humans cope with things is a way of, like, you know, reflecting the world we're living in. And I think you can even see that in the films this year. So many people kind of responded to COVID or responded to racial crises happening or responded to being stuck indoors while crises were happening out there. So if all of our hearts are in the right place and people want to show their film still, like, how can this go wrong? And I'm thrilled that it's still happening because I can still watch.
Well, Kyra, it looks like we have some people popping into the waiting room here. Hey.
Hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Amazing.
Hi. Hi.
Good to see you. Good to see you. This is great. Anyone can jump in, but let's start back in the early days. Annalise.
It was the Wild West back in 2012, the origin story all the way back then. And I just remember it was such a fun idea, and it seemed both daunting and also kind of like, of course we should have this. It makes so much sense. And I can't tell you how much it means to me that it's flourishing.
Yeah, I can't believe that this is the 10th year. I'm really happy to see it grow and see so many great films get submitted every year. And one thing that I really loved about TFF, I felt like and Cinestudio, was that everybody, you just did what you had to help out and make this amazing film festival. And I think that leading with the heart and leading with a mission and like a collective goal in mind kind of helped me shape what I wanted to do in my professional life. So
it's been amazing to see it grow. I've loved to come back as an alum and be able to see the films and vote with the alum and reconnect with fellow alum of Trinity, but also even alum of the festival.
I think it's a good reminder how much TFF means to people. And it's not just, me, or it's not just the unsung heroes, but even the graphic designer, the photographer who came in her face paint, these small moments really matter to people. And I think that's a big part of what TFF is aiming to do, is to create these moments that mean something in celebration of cinema altogether.
The people are what make it special, and not the filmmakers are in there for kind of a slice of time to be celebrated. But it's the audience who comes back every year that are local, even if they're not local. And it's the people who put it on. The Trinity Film Festival organizing alumni it's really turned into a community. And I look back and say that's what I'm most grateful for, is interacting with so many amazing, the best of Trinity College students, certainly.
We're lucky to have you as a mentor. And I genuinely am thankful for whatever inspired you to first come up with Trinity Film Festival all those years ago, because I'm sure you could never imagine what it would grow into or how much it would mean to people, but it's definitely meant the world to me. And I know for a fact it's meant the world to other people, or at least guided them on their way. So thank you for your fearless leadership and encouragement across these 10 years to so many different people. It's greatly appreciated.
Bye, everybody.
bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye. Thank you to Summer, John Michael, Kyra, and all of the alums of the festival for that entertaining conversation on what it meant to be a part of Trinity Film Festival.
Thank you for sharing with us such fond memories and moments you had at the festival.
But back in Hartford, let's do a quick check-in with a member of Team TFF 2021 on our red carpet. Simran, going to you.
Hey Simran, can I ask you some questions about Team TFF 2021?
Of course.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you about TFF right now?
A solid TFF 10 out of 10.
Awesome. What's your favorite part about TFF?
Dressed to impress, obviously. I know it's finals, but it's like they say, I might be stressed, but I'm well dressed.
If you could work on any other TFF committee or group, what would it be?
Summer has done some incredible work as our head archivist. I would love to join her team.
What's your favorite TFF moment?
You know, just our ability to create this hybrid experience for all of us.
What are you looking forward to today?
Is it bad if I say the food trucks?
What was super challenging about organizing TFF this year?
Don't ask me, I just draw for them.
If you were stuck on an island with any TFF member, who would you pick?
First of all, if I was stuck with Narina, we wouldn't even be stuck on the island. You know we'd be out of there in minutes.
What inspires the TFF team?
Apart from our love for film, Joe and John Michael, they push us to do better and be better.
How are you going to feel after TFF is over?
Empty.
Any last shout outs?
Yeah. Hey, yo, filmmakers. Yeah, you. Keep your head up. Keep your cameras out. You know what? Life's a movie. No, but for real. You're the future of filmmaking. Keep it up.
Who wrote these questions?
Talk to my publicist. I'm gonna go to the festival. See you guys.
Well, thank you, Sim, for answering these questions about Team TFF 2021. It sounds like it's been a really fun year for everybody at Team TFF 2021 this year.
It definitely sounds like it, Sylvia. So the team is great, the alums are great, the filmmakers are amazing. So what about the place and location we're in right now, Sylvia?
Well, Claire, we are in Cinestudio, so quite outstanding if you ask me. Cinestudio actually celebrated its 50th anniversary last year.
Whoa, 50 years? I thought 10 years was a lot, but 50 years? That is quite the celebration.
You are 100% correct, Claire. We are lucky to have such a majestic theater right here on our campus at Trinity. Not a lot of colleges get that experience.
I'll have to agree with you, but Cinestudio did not just appear at Trinity. It took the hard work and sweat of some very dedicated people, especially founders Peter McMorris and James Hanley, to build the theater to the magical place it is today.
And to this day, one of them still serves as Cinestudio's executive director. The following documentary, produced by TFF's head content production and my roommate, Michaela Ofriel, and assistant documentary filmmaker Max Norteman, explores the legacy of Peter McMorris. Enjoy.
Things that Peter and I were both involved with was the Trinity Film Society. And Lawrence Stiers was the faculty advisor. And the three of us were really sort of, I guess we spent our whole lives doing this. And the Trinity Film Society was really a group of people who were fanatics about movies. And we were big on things at the time, Italian neorealist films of the 1950s and all sorts of classic European films, films from Japan and India, all around, plus Hollywood films. And we were showing these in the Film Society, and we were both members. At the beginning, Peter and Larry and I were all involved in every aspect you can imagine, from booking the films to paying the bills to cleaning the theater, you name it. But then where we were showing films on campus, we were showing them in various auditoriums. The auditoriums kept on being taken up by either classes, or the Austin Art Center had what was called the Jesters, a theater group. And so we went looking for a new place to show movies. And we happened upon the Kriebel Auditorium, as it was known then, in the chemistry building. And we just fell in love with it right away because it's a beautiful McKim-Mead white building with a balcony. And we just thought this was a perfect place to set up as a movie theater. And not only that, we discovered it had a huge projection booth, which was really amazing. And further, it had 35 millimeter projectors. And we had previously been showing on 16 millimeter, the smaller size film. 35 millimeter is the professional gauge that was used in theaters. And so we went to the then head of the chemistry department and we asked, could we show films in there? And he said yes. I think that he said yes because he knew the acoustics in the auditorium were really terrible, and nobody wanted to teach in there. This was something that required a lot of work. We spent in 1969, we spent probably 6 months working on the theater. We had been working for weeks with a massive crew of students who they were climbing on ladders, painting, putting up drapery, so many jobs they were doing, literally 60 people. And I was working with Peter in the projection booth with an engineer from National Theatre Supply. And we were working on the equipment. Remember, the equipment had been sitting there since 1935 and had not been in use. And so it was really very, it needed a lot of work, put it that way. So we were working on that. We finally get to the point where we're ready to run, and we just roll it. We turn out the lights in the theater and we ran a film on the screen, just a cartoon or something. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, it was absolutely, everybody totally fell silent and they were awestruck, because here was this great picture, a big picture on the screen. The screen was only made of bed sheets at the time, but still the picture went on the screen, and it was like a wow moment. This was it. We finally got on screen after all of this, and it looks incredible with a picture like we had never seen, and you wouldn't even see in other theaters. We really had really good lenses and beautiful projectors, and it was that moment that things began running. We were really dedicated to this, and we were going the whole time to every day into the theater to get it ready. And we opened the theater to the public and to students on February 16th, 1970.
Beginning, it really was a group effort. I mean, we would all sit around there and talk about the booking, all of us together, like which should go here, what should go there. And everybody was willing to kind of try anything.
It started out of revolution from what I know, of students standing up and saying, we need a place for us.
When we first started, we as a group sought each other's support and supported each other. And I mean, some of the things that were going on at the time, like for instance, instead of going to class, we'd be going down to the Black Panther trial in New Haven, or we'd be going to a demonstration. And though, I think that we both had a sense of the large type of theater with a big screen and how exciting it was to be lost in a big image. And one of the most incredible moments was actually running 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time on Cinestudio's screen.
I know James and Peter never got paid what they were worth. I mean, for them, it's literally been a labor of love and dedication for way too long.
Peter, I met probably a few months in. He was very much the same, just warm and welcoming. He's quieter than James, so at least my first impression was, oh, maybe he's a little bit shy, introverted. I would feel like is now knowing him is a better word for him than shy.
Peter's so quiet. At first, sometimes he just greets you and thank you for coming, and that's it. And sometimes, I would have probably said, oh, that was great. What did you think? And then as we got to know each other more, conversations would be a little bit longer.
Many people are telling you is very quiet, very soft-spoken. I think perhaps the most emotional I've seen him get was over this issue of showing some edgier, cinematically edgier films. But the rest of the time, he's very soft-spoken, very gentle.
I remember feeling like he was somebody I needed to prove myself to in a good way. I wanted him to be proud of the work that we had done and that I hoped to contribute to.
He also has one of the warmest smiles I've ever seen and warmest laughs that really lights up a room.
And there was one night where I was watching and Peter excused himself and went downstairs to go to the men's room. And I'm watching as the reel is getting shorter and shorter, and we're beginning to get down to the point. Now, everything is queued up. It's not as if Peter had neglected it. But he came back upstairs just as it's about time to do the changeover, flips the switch, gets the motor running, and boom, makes the changeover. And he looks at me and I said, "Oh, Peter, thank goodness you came back." He said, "Well, you've just learned the first lesson of being a projectionist, which is not to panic." And then he showed me how to loop the film physically inside the projector.
Well, it's really interesting that we met on campus through the Film Society, and we were talking about film. And then it turned out that I grew up in West London in England, in a place called Ealing, which is next door to a town called Acton, which actually Peter grew up in. He emigrated, he and his mother emigrated from Jamaica to England, and he spent, I think, up until he was 14 or 15 in Acton. Peter and I, for some time, we did things like we worked together doing theater service in other theaters. We started up a company doing theater service. We bought a house together on New Britain Avenue, and he and his wife lived on the ground floor, and then we rented out the top floor. I mean, it was like a very strong connection for many, many years that way.
When I look at them, I see brothers. You know, I see two people who understand each other on a level that not a whole lot of people truly understand. I mean, they've had a longer friendship than most people have marriages. So if there was ever two people who I would believe truly embodied the word soulmate, outside of like a romantic relationship, I would say it's them.
Founded this thing 50 years ago and pretty much dedicated their lives to it. But you know, the amount of work that they put in themselves, of like fixing things that they do there, and like mending the curtain themselves, and changed light bulbs, and have kept 70mm projectors still going, is just mind-blowing to me. Board members will talk about, like, one talks about how that was his first date with his now wife, was taking her to Cinestudio as Trinity undergrads, and other people talk about their firsts there, or even their experiences there. You know, it creates quite the community of cinephiles and people that love to just be around other cinephiles and talk about it. It's a very special place that way.
I'm no better and I'm no worse. I'm just different. And that's okay. That's to be celebrated. And I feel like Cinestudio during my time there helped reinforce that belief and helped me practice it on a daily basis.
Familiar with films, they will come to see a film not knowing anything about it just because it was picked to be on the Cinestudio program.
And one of the great things about that is it brings people to Hartford, and brings people to Trinity College, and brings people to Cinestudio to watch a film. Like,
people who needed to feel safe, people who felt like they were a little bit different, people who felt like they didn't belong anywhere else could go and find solace and find a home and find a family. My darling Peter, thank you for everything you've done, everything you've been. I wouldn't be the same without you, without the incredible space that you've created for us. The Cinestudio is the most magical place on the planet, and I have been so honored and so privileged to be able to experience it and contribute in my own little small way. So thank you. And Cinestudio, continue being magical, and I'll be back as soon as I can.
Peter has truly been one of my cinemagicians who has taught me the magic of cinema, who has taught me to look at cinema, to appreciate it, and has always done it with a wink and a smile. Cinestudio has been there because Cinestudio has been there for me so much, and is like been a major force in my life, and that's part and parcel due to Peter's work there and Peter's loving care for cinema and for the people that come there.
Just thank you for all the years of movies, and you're such a big part of our love for each other.
Well, it's been a great 50 years, Peter. It's really been amazing, an incredible journey. It seems like 50 years is so long, but it's like gone in a flash. But what an extraordinary journey over that 50 years, not just for us, but for the people who've been part of Cinestudio as well. It's been my life, and it's been a good life. And I really enjoyed being with you, Peter.
Hi, I am Narina, and I am the 2021 Student Director.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm the head of event coordination.
The Audience Choice Award is one that gives our audience members, new and old, the opportunity to have their voices heard.
It represents the power of film and the importance of community. This year, this special award is being renamed to honor one of Cinestudio's founders, Peter McMorris.
Peter is a cinema pioneer. Peter is a cinema pioneer in his own right and has fearlessly guided the theater since its inception.
Through this award, we continue to honor his legacy and emphasize the significance of the film community to which he's dedicated so much.
Thank you, Peter.
Well, thank you to Michaela and Max for producing such a great documentary.
And most of all, thank you to Peter for making such a great impact on our community and being a role model to all film lovers and filmmakers around the world.
So, back to our filmmakers, Sylvia. We have some filmmakers who are willing to let us ask them a few questions about them and their work.
Yes, please welcome on our main stage, Festival Director John Michael Mason, to speak with our filmmakers.
Hello, everybody. Very glad to be here. Such amazing energy tonight, and so excited to celebrate these filmmakers that make up TFF 2021. So I'd like to take a few moments to introduce a couple of them to the audience and give a taste of what usually happens in person, where you get to meet the filmmakers, ask them about their films. So I'd like to go to Polly, director of the film USSR is Canceled. Polly, if you're here, could you hop on with us?
Hi, Jan. It's nice to be here.
I hear you.
Awesome.
All right. So your film, for those who don't remember, did some very intriguing things with sound. It was in black and white. It was very purposeful that you could hear certain things and couldn't hear other things. I'm curious, Polly, how did you and your co-director decide to go with that? I know you had mentioned to us that originally it was being planned to be shot in color. So give us a little taste.
Yeah, it's definitely something that I thought a lot when we were doing post and when we were doing post for the film. I think that French New Wave informed our artistic choices that we made a lot. And coming back to that, we thought that, hey, what if we actually push the boundaries a little further than we intended to originally? What if we cut the sound and just leave the diegetic sound in? And we tried that, and we thought that, that is interesting. A lot of people might not get it, but we thought that that informed our film better. Same went with color. We thought that that might be even more interesting and truer to the time that we were trying to depict. And so kind of thinking about that, I'm just so grateful, feel a lot of gratitude right now to Zuzka, my co-director, and the committee for letting us play with that and getting it. And definitely I feel very empowered to go on and explore even more artistic choices that I can make in future and play with the medium even more. So that was pretty interesting.
Great. I love that. It's very courageous to play with the perception of sound. It's very difficult to do. And I I think more filmmakers should do it. Pushing the boundaries of filmmaking is what we're all about. So thank you, Polly, and to the filmmaking crew of USSR is Canceled. I'd like to come now to Safi from the film 75 Cents. Safi, are you there?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can.
Wonderful. Hi, how are you?
Fantastic. Excited to be here.
I'm excited to be here as well.
Your film is one of many, if not most, made during COVID. Give us a little taste of what it was like trying to film in the pandemic with the restrictions. You guys were on a bus. You clearly had, some elaborate shots to get with a moving vehicle. And how did that all work for you?
I guess keyword horrifying when you're like planning it, I think, because as you all probably know, if something's gonna go wrong on set, it's gonna go wrong, and it's definitely gonna happen. And so it's basically there's two things. There's like a physical aspect of it where I don't know what that was. There's a physical aspect of it where you have to sort of like prepare beforehand every single situation possible, especially because there are so many restrictions, and really understand, all right, what is public property? What is private property? What can I legally do here without getting in too much trouble, et cetera, et cetera. And then also prepare mentally, because I think a lot of people tend to forget that this is already a tolling experience as a filmmaker without a global pandemic to make things just so much better, and with the pandemic, it really adds this extra sense of, okay, take a deep breath when things don't go exactly how you plan. What is my solution? All right, let's move forward. And I think that's the name of the game, is just understanding that stuff happens, but at the end of the day, you're there to tell a story. And I think it's about remembering the end product and the impact you hopefully want to have with that end product.
I think that's a great message for all filmmakers out there, for people who are putting on events like this. You got to appreciate the work you put in and be proud of the product. I know your film moved multiple people on the screening committee, on the judging committee. Even a writer from the Hartford Current had asked about your film, which he also wanted to highlight and celebrate in a certain way, about the makeup of your crew. Safi, do you want to say anything about that for a moment?
Yeah, so my crew, honestly, like it was incredible that it even happened this way, but this is an inherently queer story that I was extremely fortunate, through the help of my executive producer, to basically have an all queer crew and have everyone identify on the queer spectrum in some way or another. I myself am a cisgendered gay male, and I came at the story and writing it through that perspective. It's based off of music that we were performing as a part of the San Francisco Gay Men's Chorus, and because of that, I had my own sort of I'm sorry, I'm on campus right now. I had my own sort of queer influences to sort of like come at it with, but at the same time, that's only one. And there's an entire spectrum of people that I wanted to collaborate with, and also, get their input. Because as a director, for me at least, when I think about a film set, when I think about a crew I'm working with, at the end of the day, it's not what I say goes, but what I say guides. And I'm asking you to put your faith in me to say, hey, I think this might be a better idea, and I will 100% listen to you, and perhaps even take you up on that. So having that entirely queer crew and almost entirely queer cast, it felt really comforting at the end of the day, because we all had this secret sort of subconscious understanding of what we were doing on set and what we were trying to achieve at the end of the day.
That's great. I appreciate what you said about the director as a guide, getting everyone on board on the same team for your production. Those are wise words that I suspect some audience members are continuing to be impressed by how mature and intelligent our young filmmakers sound. So thank you again. One more quick interview. I'd love to kick it over to Mo, the filmmaker for the film Croak. Mo, are you there?
Hey, yep, I am. Hey, John. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. I find that audiences are drawn to animation and are always super curious about the process and the background. So I'd love if you could just take a moment to tell us, where you're from. How did you come to the world of animation?
Yeah, sure thing. So I started drawing right around 5th grade. So I've been interested in art for a really long time, but it wasn't until that I was in high school that I really started to get into animation. I sort of grew up in, there's this thing called the stick figure fighting community. It's this online community where people draw these really simple stick figure characters. And that sort of allows them to create these really cool animations and really focus on the action and dynamics of a fight scene. Growing up in that community, I got a lot of inspiration and influence from that, because I think that style of animation is really cool. So with my film, I wanted to sort of achieve the same thing by focusing a lot on action and fight sequences.
Great. Very enjoyable. The judging panel enjoyed it. I'm sure it must be exciting and stressful to know that the president of Sony Animation watched your short. Just so you know, she liked it. They really enjoyed it, and I know that our screening committee really enjoyed it as well. So I hope you are feeling encouraged to continue on your animation journey. I'm certainly excited to see where it takes you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm so happy that you guys like it.
We got it. All right, we'll get back to these filmmakers soon. I'm going to kick it back over to our MCs.
Thank you to you all for sharing your experiences and your stories with us. What time is it, Claire?
I think it's award ceremony o'clock.
You're right. It's time to find out which of the 19 riveting short films will receive awards over $4,000 in cash prizes tonight. So over to you, John Michael.
All right, we're very excited to have this 2021 judging panel with us tonight. I'm tuning in from Hartford, Connecticut. We have people here on this coast and on the West Coast. I'm going to introduce them briefly. This judging panel in many ways encapsulates the 10 years of Trinity Film Festival. And what I mean by that is we have people that have been connected to the project, are connected to Cinestudio, and can help embody what this festival is for Hartford, Connecticut, and for our beautiful theater. So starting with that beautiful theater, we have Peter McMorris. Peter, give a wave if you could. From the Cinestudio office, the beautiful independent theater that he helped found and has continued to lead for now going on 51 years as executive director of Cinestudio.
So impressive.
And we have someone whose roots are in the city where this festival takes place. Cinestudio is on the campus of Trinity College in Hartford, Connecticut. A good friend of mine, our students wanted to get a local film producer, a local filmmaker, because they felt Hartford's DNA is important to what this festival wants to be about. And the name Pedro Bermudez came up, and that made me smile because full disclosure, know Pedro well, and we've collaborated on many a project. It's good to see him in this COVID environment, even though we don't live too far away. Pedro Bermudez from Hartford, Connecticut. Welcome.
Good to be here. Thanks, Jam.
Got it. And then we have someone who was at the very first festival on his birthday, no less, back in 2012. Happy birthday yesterday to
thank you.
Curry. In recent years, Brian has been able to come back to the festival, so we appreciate that he's made it, in some ways a tradition in his life to watch these festival submissions every year. I've sent them to him since the first year, and he's followed along and has had also very proud of the success he's had in recent years himself in the world of film. So I love the fact that at our 10th annual festival, we have a panelist that was there at the very first one, Brian Hayes Curry.
Thank you very much, John. And hey, congratulations, John, on another great film festival.
Thank you. Thank you. And then we have someone who has ties to Cinestudio and to Trinity College, an alum of Trinity, who has seen many a film at Cinestudio and has gone on to have an illustrious career. And she's in the in the thick of it right now as president of Sony Pictures Animation, formerly at DreamWorks for many years, and part of multiple Academy Award nominated projects as a producer. I know everyone is looking forward to seeing the sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, but there will be no spoilers here tonight. Christine Belston.
Hello, and thank you so much, John Mike. I'm super excited to be here for the first time.
Awesome. Thank you again, all of you, for joining, and let's get this thing started.
Thank you all for joining us, and thank you to the judges for picking what I'm sure will be spectacular films by students. Thanks for coming.
All right, that's the judging panel. We'll be hearing from them more later. our first award tonight is very important. I'd like to introduce again our student director and event coordinator. So our student director, Narina, and our event coordinator, Jessica, for the BIPOC Film Excellence Award.
And the BIPOC Excellence in Film Award goes to
Croak. Congratulations. Back to John Michael.
All right. Croak happens to be the filmmaker we just interviewed. I actually didn't plan that on purpose. So congratulations to Mo for his animated short and for that BIPOC Film Excellence Award. Our next, we're going to go through a slew of what we call sort of individual awards. So we're going to kick it back to the judging panel to announce the Best Editing Award.
And the award for editing goes to Spirit of Creation, which was shown on our screen and was very impressive.
All right, Spirit of Creation, if you're there, let's see if we can spotlight you real quick and just give a wave to the audience. Filmmakers for Spirit of Creation. Great editing in that film. The judges liked it very, very much. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next award is Best Acting. Back to the judges.
And it is with great pleasure that we give the award for Best Acting to Redacted. It was so impressive to see one talented actor embody so many different iterations of a character. It was a really captivating performance. So congratulations again.
Congratulations to the, I believe we have the director of Redacted here tonight. Are you there, Riley?
Yep, I'm here.
Well, congrats to you for directing that piece and for directing that actor who did an amazing job. I know the judging panel enjoyed it. I know the screening committee enjoyed it. Please pass on our kudos to your lead actor. Congratulations again.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you.
Our next award is cinematography.
And the award for Best Cinematography goes to Lacrease. Very, very well deserved. The attention to detail and the observation there, all the choices that were made were excellent. So congratulations.
Congratulations to the filmmakers, to the filmmaker of Lacrease for cinematography. If you're there tonight, tuning in from Canada, give a wave to the audience. Very impressive period piece for a student film. That was Best Cinematography. Our next award, Best Writing.
The winner for the best writing at the film festival this year is for Higher Education. Not only smart writing, but poetic. I loved it. We all loved it. Keep up the good work.
Jacob, are you here tonight? Let's throw you on the
I
screen.
am. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Best Writing. Great discussion from the judges about your film. Our next film, our next award, or last of the individual awards, is Best Director.
The Best Directing Award this year goes to the film Pending. It was a film that, at least for me, was really unique. A film where the strength of the authorial voice behind it came through loud and clear, and so well deserved.
Always an exciting award and a coveted award, Best Director, the directing for the film Pending. If that filmmaker is here, feel free to pop on the screen, give a wave. Congratulations. Congratulations to Pending. Our next award that we're going to announce is the Screener's Choice Award. The people who choose the films to get into Trinity Film Festival are a group of students who take a class with me. It's a film analysis course that then delves into analyzing short films and these student films from all around the globe. We also have someone on the back end working very hard to coordinate with the filmmakers, the submissions coordinator. So to announce the Screener's Choice Award, we turn to Gwen, our submissions coordinator.
The Screener's Choice Award goes to Mikey Bobby. Congratulations. Now back to you, John Michael.
Congrats to the filmmaker of Mikey Bobby. If you're there, hop on the screen, give a wave, say hello. I can say that the screening committee loved your film. They were passionate. They were excited to award it this, give it this honor. and you should be proud of that. You moved a group of your peers. Now we're going to go along to the Audience Choice Award, which is voted on by everyone watching and those who saw it in the theater today live. I think we have some of those filmmakers on the screen that were sort of the finalists, if we can pull them up. And we will reveal the winner momentarily here. We have a member of our audience that was chosen to announce this award.
The Peter McMorris Audience Choice Award goes to the film Portrait of a Society in Disequilibrium. Congratulations. Back to you, John Michael.
All right, thanks very much. That was well done, by the way. Well done hopping in like that. The filmmaker, who I believe was here because we saw him earlier, we had the anecdote of him holding the camera above his head, walking across the water when he got surrounded by the sea. Congratulations, tuning in, I believe, from Canada.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Congrats. A great piece, and clearly it touched the audience. Could we take a moment maybe to show all the filmmakers who are here present tonight before we go on to the final here? We can show all the filmmakers. I know we have people joining us from Italy, which I love, people from both coasts. We have Europe, we have North America, multiple aspects. These are the people that we're celebrating tonight. I want to give the audience a chance to see all of them. So again, give a wave. You can see the title of their film, put a name to a face. You guys, again, all did an amazing job. Now we're going to transition into the big awards tonight, sponsored by Xfinity. The top 3 films for Best Picture. And there are a few filmmakers we're going to leave spotlit on the screen in Zoom speak. And these are films that the judges, they talked about all your films in depth and had a great discussion that went well over our allotted time. But these are the films that it came down to, and there might be 1 or 2 filmmakers that aren't here currently at this moment. But I'm going to kick it back to the judging crew for our 3rd place $500 prize.
As somebody who works in the field of animation, it is my great privilege to announce that 3rd place will go to Aging. It was so beautifully observed and so emotional, and that's a very hard thing to do in a short film. Congratulations.
Jin Chi couldn't be here tonight. She's actually at her school's producer ceremony for her work, and so is doing that literally as we speak. But congratulations to her for a great animated short. I'm sure it is sort of overwhelming to know Christine Belson was giving that award for you or on behalf of you. And again, it comes with a $500 prize from Comcast Xfinity. Some of the awards earlier tonight also come with slightly smaller but still substantial cash prizes, if we didn't say that earlier in the program. Now for our 2nd place award with an $1,000 cash prize. 2nd place, back to the judges.
The number 2 award for the 2nd best film is Higher Education. It was just beautifully written. It was beautifully constructed. It sucked me right in. It kind of created an itch and then it scratched it. It was beautiful. So I appreciate it so much, and I look forward to your future work.
Well, Jacob, you're back. Congratulations. Second place.
Thank you so much. It's truly an honor and so wonderful to have my film here and just to be a part of a community of filmmakers, especially during the pandemic. It means the world. Thank you, guys.
That's great. And one of our hopes is that we are bringing all of you together, and beyond just tonight, even though you're not here together, you're able to see each other. For the audience that doesn't know this, the panelists on the back and the filmmakers can actually see one another during this ceremony, which is something great, something special. That was second place, $1,000 prize. And now I'm sure that tension is mounting for those who are still waiting to see. Again, great discussions, hard decisions. We're back to the judges for Best Picture.
So top prize, Trinity Film Festival this year. We are so pleased to award this to Elvis is Dead. It's one of those special films that we saw that we felt we wanted to know much more. We wanted to continue watching it. It was such a fun experience and it was so funny. So well-deserved. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, Pedro, and the judging crew. Are the filmmakers for Elvis is Dead here? If you are, give a wave and introduce yourself briefly.
Hi, thank you so much. It's my 5th year at Trinity, and it's always a pleasure. You're so kind, and it's always a fun event. So I hope everybody have fun, even if we are not here in Connecticut this year. So thanks again.
Congratulations. Justine has been accepted to the festival in the past, so she knows our event clearly. The judges didn't know that. Clearly a talented filmmaker with her producer and their whole crew. Great short, great style. The judges loved it. Can we show all the filmmakers again and give the sort of virtual round of applause? If you're, throw the clap emoji up on the screen to all the filmmakers this year for TFF 2021, most of them in attendance tonight virtually, which we very much appreciate. And we're of course we're recording this to put back out so others can see you as well and put a name to that face. I want to take one moment to thank the other heroes of tonight, which are the organizing committee that you met at the very beginning of the show via a recorded video. They have worked tirelessly and with enthusiasm for this entire semester, despite all the ups and downs and all the reasons why maybe you wouldn't be enthusiastic trying to pull off this event and make this live awards ceremony also possible for you. And I really have to credit the student director, Narina, who you met earlier, for that enthusiasm. He understands inherently that you need to bring positivity and energy to get it back from other people. And most people don't understand that at such a young age. A great future leader, and I cannot say how impressed I am. We brought up the Unsung Hero Award earlier. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this great new project led by Summer. Very impressive. The Unsung Hero I'd like to give a shout out to is our staff liaison who oversees the festival since the very beginning when I just showed up at his office and started doing it. That's Joe Barber, the Community Service and Civic Engagement Director at Trinity College. Joe Barber, for those who are fans of the festival and of Trinity, they know him well. Thank you, wherever you are, probably in the building somewhere tonight. Okay. Is he up in the balcony? Where is he? I'm going to kick it back to the MCs. Thank you, everybody. Or to a video. I can't remember. We got stuff going on here. Here we go.
Congratulations to all the filmmakers this year for Trinity Film Festival 2021. It's been a great experience. I want to thank the judging panel again. We got to do this another time just to hang out because you guys were great. And I wish everybody could hear everything that was said. Just know, filmmakers, that all of your work was given a lot of attention by these judges tonight. We went well over our scheduled call, and people were moving meetings, busy people moving meetings to talk more about your films. It was a pleasure to sit in on it. Thank you to the judging panel again.
It was not, as you said, it was not easy. These were tough choices. A lot of accomplished young filmmakers here. And keep going, all of you. You're all super talented, and just keep making movies.
And once again, great job, John Michael Mason.
Nice.
For another great festival.
Yeah,
JM. Thank you very much. And we look forward to doing it again. We look forward to having people back, filmmakers, audience members, judges back in Cinestudio in the house that Peter built again next year for Trinity Film Festival 2022.
Oh, wow, what a night it has been. Congratulations again to all of our winners and all of our filmmakers who have been a part of TFF 2021.
So much talent and so much passion. Well, to close off the night, let's hear from the Trinitones, one of Trinity's a cappella groups. Enjoy.
In the year to come, follow us on Insta if you want to, Trinkle Tones. But here we are with our classic peppermint twist. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. Peppermint kiss. And it goes
Round and around and up and down and 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, drop. Bum do wada bum do wada bum do wada bum do wada do wada do wada do wada. Yeah, those Trinity boys, yeah, they sure are boys, and that's why we are making this noise. We are hanging them down, I wish we would know to find their way to the with them. Oh, we got this strength to those strings don't lose its island sound. Every way we lose those strings don't lose because the Trinity boys, those strings don't lose are really bad news. Well, freshman boys are really small, sophomores they don't count at all. Juniors think they're really hot, and seniors, well, we know you're not. But please forgive us. Oh, we got no string and tone, but
Thank you, Trinitones, for such a wonderful song. I am Sylvia Nunez, and it's been a pleasure hosting all of you for the awards ceremony of Trinity Film Festival 2021. You can find me on Instagram at buttery_pancakes with 2 S's.
I'm Claire Donahoe, and you can find me at Claire_Donahoe on Instagram. Thank you, Sylvia, for hosting the ceremony with me. And thank you to everyone in the audience, and have a great night. See you in 2022.